What up, Danny?
Yo, what up, Ray? How you doing?
Chilling, man. What do you got? What do you got for us today?
What do you want?
So
Yeah,
no new news.
I got some aguacate. I got some frijoles, some
Nice.
OJ.
I've been eating
Let's see.
I've been
Let's
eating way too much frijoles.
let's see. On the cosmic front, not really like any big news. I've been seeing like people have been talking about a few vids that have been pretty popular. I was just telling you like some new reptilian video, Elizabeth April. I haven't watched it yet, but a lot of people are hyped up on it. And then also that pandemic video.
Yeah,
Uh,
I gotta watch that one. That one's like the new jam right now.
yeah, I watched it last night. Very resonant information. I like to look at people, and I like to read energies by just the way that people look to me. And the
Uh,
woman, Dr. Judith, she looks like such a nice lady, man. She's just like super sweet, like super
Believable.
kind. You could just tell like in her face, like the way that she smiles, like she's not like part of the dark forces. And then you look at these other guys that are like, like the Fauci guy, and not to say too many names because we all know what's happening when we say too many names and
Right.
certain code words on here not these days. Let's try to keep our podcast up. But I'm just saying, man, like I wish people would just look at the way people look, especially like people in the government. A lot of them really look pretty slimy.
Yeah.
You just kind of tell like what people are up to by the vibe that they're putting off.
Mhm.
So, anyways, pandemic was great. I recommend it if you guys can still find it out there. They keep taking it down, but
Yeah,
people
I
keep
can't.
reposting it.
People have been telling me to watch it. I can't find it.
I'll send you a link that I have that's still that was available 2 hours ago.
Right.
um, but yeah, man, how's it going where you are? How's
Good. It's hot. Just trying to relax.
dude? That's great. It's actually it's a bright sunny day here too today. I'm super grateful for that. I think that that's a good place for us to start. I think that the natural elements right now are extra potent for us during this shift. So I
I
think that I think it's important for all of us to go outside and connect with nature as much as possible. I think that there are certain light coatings coming from the sun and from different sources of light that we have access to during this shift. So I think it's really important to go outside and to exercise, try to get in some water, like however that looks, whether it be like a renegade jump in a river or like a dash into the ocean and run back out. I don't know wherever you are. I hope you all are staying safe, and not too caught in the web of lies at the moment. And because this place, this earth seems to be like coming more alive to me. I think that we all should take advantage of that as best as we can right now. Like, so I'm happy to hear that the sun's shining on the West Coast and shining here also on the East side. So
Oh yeah, man, it's hot here. Yeah, but I was starting to feel like I need to be productive, and I started feeling kind of guilty about not being productive. But I think the vibe is to just relax, um, let everything play like run its course, and then just try to relax through it.
yeah, I feel that.
Especially in nature.
I feel that. I feel the relaxation. I feel like not trying to do too much right now. I think with all of us, especially, I have it too, where I'm like, I gotta make this schedule. I gotta be productive. I gotta do all these things, but like something else is happening right now. Like I think that our bodies are requiring more rest. And I
Yes.
heard this from several sources. Some people will say like it's an ascension symptom.
Hmm.
If that word resonates with any of you, like people like say that like ascension is, this is like an evolutionary process of like a sort of like a quantum leap. I believe more in sort of the physical body aspect of that also, not just the spiritual aspect of it. I believe that like it's time for us to integrate um, all of these different energetic bodies that we are, these multi-dimensional selves that we have access to, and we can kind of like harness them and hone them so that they can work together and be much more apparent in this experience, even visually. I think that we're all sort of like I've been using the word upgrade a lot. I think that we all are upgrading. We're getting more information. Um, some people call it downloads, you can call it uploads, side loads, however you want to load your systems. Um, but yeah, it's I've been like wanting to sleep, man,
Yeah.
like a lot, like at least 8 hours a night, And I've heard theories that
I've
like
been sleeping a lot too.
I've heard some stuff said about the magnetism of the planet is shifting, so the poles are shifting. That's why it seems like it's so chaotic. Everything, even like the information war that's happening. Like we're
Hmm.
being bombarded by like 5,000 different news sources and news, different feeds that we're reading and gathering this information from, and it's just all not really making sense. But I think that is also connected to the natural elements are also shifting, and it has something to do with the magnetics of this place that we live on shifting. So I think it's really important for us to connect with the natural elements and also to build relationships with the natural elements. Um, Meaning like you know just like we build relationships with our friends or our family members, like really like learning how to love the natural elements, and like in the way that you would like go say what's up to your friend, you could go outside and like start talking to like the natural elements. You can start talking to the wind, you can start talking to the fire, you can start talking to the trees, and you can start making offerings, little offerings like a sip of water, some tobacco. All these things are ways of communications that we're not programmed in our worldview, in our cultural upbringing to think that they mean anything, but they actually do. Um, this is how nature responds to us and takes care of us. It's just like feeding your dog or your cat. They're gonna be like they're gonna be nice to you and they're gonna love you when you give them food, right? So like, if you go out to like say a big tree in your backyard and you really sit with it and offer it some tobacco or a sip of water or just really like a heartfelt like sort of intention of like gratitude, it's going to start sharing some medicine with you. um, and that may show up not like something that you like in Western medicine you're used to like taking a pill, but perhaps like something physically might happen to you. You may find something connected to something on your path that makes sense, or I don't know, however it fits in. It's always a mystery. But I
I,
think it's
I feel
important
that.
for us to develop these relationships again, um, especially now because it's shifting, man. It really something's up.
Well, I feel that because it's like I kind of relate it to like we intuitively know that life has changed forever. Life on the planet has changed forever. Our individual lives have changed forever. So there's a little bit of a grieving process. So the idea of spending time with like our Earth family, right? Like the ocean, the trees, the mountains. Um, you know that process of grieving could be healing when you spend it with your Earth fam. You know.
No, dude, that's a powerful statement because the word that word grief, I've been feeling it a lot lately, and like I know a lot of other people are feeling it too. It's like
Well, that's what's happening, right? The vibration is somewhere. we're somewhere and we're trying to match it now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we're kind of letting go of a lot of old stuff. Everybody is.
Yeah,
Old
so
systems, belief systems, political systems, money systems, everything's changing forever.
absolutely, man. And it's like I hear like little blips of people like, oh, I can't wait for it to go back to like normal again. I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
think there's going to be a normal in the way that you think is normal anymore, you know. And if
not
you
change
can
forever.
understand that by you hanging on to that old system or that old belief or that old idea, it's just going to disrupt your evolution. So I think that, like you said at the beginning, like, wow, this is just what an opportunity to just like be and like receive and relax as much as possible and just sort of like ride this current as gently as possible because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't think we have like a frame of mind of what's really like going on here.
No one knows. Not
Uh,
even the ones in charge. They're scrambling. They're scrambling for their power.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, there's been like there's been big waves of this like feeling of grief, and like you said, there's like this process of like shedding. You know, it's like there's a death process happening that you know all of us are familiar with. You know, we've done it before. Um, Maybe we're gonna do it again. I'm not clear there yet if like maybe this is like our quantum leap out of that system or that process.
Mhm.
But we all know like about death and dying. You know, like family members have passed. You know, people, our ancestors. You know, like this has conditioned us in a certain way. But simultaneously, right now, there's like a birthing process happening too. So there's this like death and dying, and there's this like waves of this like grief that everybody's feeling, you know, like in their hearts, and just sort of like, why am I so sad? You know, like why am I just like, whoa? Like there's moments of like, whoa, this like shift is really happening. There's also like, phew, like all the way back down to the bottom of like, oh my god, like am I gonna survive this? Am I gonna make it through this? Um, and you know, who knows what we can really believe like from any sources of media, and there are people dying, you know, like I don't know if it's connected to like whatever this thing is that's going around, or if it's just sort of like something that happens every year because everyone gets sick and dies. I don't know. I feel more of this new frequency arriving, and like, you know, I hear little bits of media or news sources of like, oh, you know, like even today, like I went down to this taco shop, Juanita's. It's bomb. If anybody's in the Hudson Valley, I'm plugging her right now. And so grateful that she's open through all this. But she was like, I can't get meat right now. She's like,
Uh,
she's like, there's no meat. She's like, it's like triple the price. And she's like, and I heard even McDonald's can't get meat right now. So then I was talking to my partner Maggie about it, and she's like hearing stuff that like two of the big meat corporations in America have shut down completely. And then we
yep.
hear another source of media saying that like because this frequency is coming and shifting, there can't be these old ways anymore. So like these companies potentially like were harming animals, right?
Right.
So like that's not going to be able to exist here anymore. So I really hope that like that stuff is happening. That's resonant for me. Um, but yeah, it's like it's sending out all of this like this grief and this sort of like uncertainty, right? Like of like, oh damn, are we going to be able to like is something else going to happen to our food sources? Um,
Yeah.
you know, it's still like there's so much uncertainty here
I
during this
know.
time.
There's sadness for sure, but also I have an optimism, like kind of like we just left high school and now we're about to enter college, right? So like all that stuff you knew, all your friends, all your family, all that stuff is game over, and now it's on to the next new frontier, and that's exciting. And it's makes you anxious. Anxious and excitement are kind of like the same thing in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for what's to come and unfold. I know it's probably going to get a lot more messier than it is now, but I'm ready to rock and roll with it.
Well, that's what we could just, you know, you have to roll with the punches, right? Like expect the unexpected. You know, really, you know, really operate from our heart centers. You know, I think that like getting closer to, you know, an understanding of like our our true potential and the power that we generate from our heart center, and how that's connected to like our thoughts, you know, and really like, you know, raising awareness around, you know, just really, you know, these systems that have been like in place for so long are so like are so mental. You know, it's just like we have to have this all figured out, and it has to be structured, and we have to be able to profit off this, and you know, this is what this has been about for a long time. This like
Yeah.
capitalistic play. But reeling it back to like some like one of the main focuses of this conversation is like just look at what's happening outside. You know, like nature is coming alive. It's like it's been taking a break. You know, all this machine is off. You know, like all of these like big companies are, you know, doing whatever, right? Like using earth resources in potentially like a harmful way have like turned off, and like there's more birds flying around, there's more, you know, there's like more foliage coming out. It's apparent that something is like happening. You know what I mean? The waters are clear at the beach. You know, the
Mhm.
waters are clear in the rivers.
Mhm.
It's like you know, that's why I encourage everybody to just to go outside, especially like on nice days. You know, summer's coming up. You know, ask ask the elements to support you. You know, and make an offering. You know,
Mhm.
make a little self-sacrifice of some sort. You know, do like a fast or something. You know, like just disrupt your system a little bit. You know, this whole system is already in complete confusion and disruption. So like even for yourself, you know, you can start new patterns and then disrupt them a little, break them, do something different, and then start something new. You know, like just keep changing, keep evolving. Like changes the language of the universe. You know, if we all get stuck in one belief system, or if we all get stuck in like trying to figure out what's really real, or like especially right now, it's just gonna be like it's
Yeah.
just gonna suck us up and like keep us in this like in a sheep state, you know.
Right.
So I don't want that for anybody. I want everybody to thrive and to be happy and vibrant and alive.
I mean, in this chaotic time, a lot of people talk about grounding, and if you don't know what that is, that's just connecting to the earth, to Mother Earth herself, and just help stabilize yourself in this chaotic time.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, maybe on some we'll send some links connected to this podcast. You know, some helpful tips or ways that you can ground, or um, self care practices that could be helpful during this time. I know that like I've heard that breath work is very important right now, because also like this energy showing up, right? And it's like, of course there's the sun and the moon, but there's also the ether, and there's all the hidden elements that support us. And if we really like tune into that, and it's also connected to the air that we breathe, you know. So if we do like breathwork practices at least once a day, I usually do it in the morning. You know, you're expanding, and you're receiving all of this information. I think that's really important right now. So breathwork, stretching, you know, exercise, it's all daily practice. I think it's just like raising your electromagnetic activity in your body is really helpful right now. Uh, I can tell. It's helping me get through, you know, some of the funk.
Good.
Yeah.
Good work, dude.
Yeah, man. You too. I can't wait to go out to Cali and just hang and chill and go to the beach.
What's up with the flights right now? Have you been looking?
um, no, I haven't looked in about a week and a half, but It was pretty. Actually, probably 2 weeks ago I looked, and they were like really expensive, and there's only like a few flights a day.
Yeah, when I looked, it was like at the beginning of all this, it was like $50 a flight. You know.
Yeah, we actually we were in Texas, and we flew back here. I think it was like both of our flights, two flights. It was like $68 for two flights, or for two of us for one way. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so
it's
chill.
$34 each. But now it's like it's pretty high up. So who knows? Who, like we said, who knows what's really going on here? What the play is. The what I feel though is that like um, we still have our natural elements around us that are supporting us, and they've always been here. You
Yeah.
know, so just as we like have this time to take care and to reflect and to go inward and to be with ourselves more. I think it would be helpful for everybody to develop a process of making relationships with the natural elements that they feel connected to. Yeah.
Very, very good. I agree. And it's something that needs to be discussed more often.
Yeah. I'm glad we're putting it out here.
We're putting it out here, guys. If you're listening and you like this stuff, leave comments or whatever. Tell your friends. And thanks for listening.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Are we good? Do you have any more to add?
I'm good. I feel complete. If you want to, do you feel like saying anything else?
Just keep on keeping on. And just relax.
Yeah, just chill.
Take a chill pill.
Chill out.
All right, Danny. We'll talk
All right.
again soon.
Love you, man. Thanks a lot.
You too, man. Take it easy. Peace.
Peace.